Hey, let's move on though. Port Adelaide are a footy side I think most of us thought would finish in the top four and really contend strongly for the premiership. They're anything but that at the moment. They got handed a lesson on their own ground on Friday night by the Geelong Footy Club. A lot of talk about the corridor and how Geelong owned it, but this is the stuff that caught my eyes. Really quick pressing kicks out of congested play, which played into the hands of Geelong. I just wonder sometimes, Broadbent is the man that they have behind the footy. Now, whoever orchestrates that, I don't really care, but I just wonder sometimes in this position whether they go, nah, let's have another one around the stoppage so we can run away from these situations as opposed to kick it away. And in the end, they just got stuck at a part of the ground that they never want to be in, and to the point, Hutchie, where the ball went out of bounds on the full on 11 occasions.
You called this, didn't you?
Well, it was... luckily,
you thought you were imagining it.
Lucky it happened in front of the media box, Lloydie, because we got a good look at it.
Third most ever.
Third most ever. AFL average 3.4. How you get 0.4 of an out and a 4, I don't know. But 11 times, and it was because...
They've only been measuring since Matthew Richardson played.
Oh, come on. It was just because they couldn't get back inside. And you know, I heard Kenny Hinkley talk about it and say that they perhaps just didn't have the bravery to go there or they lost confidence. Well, they've got to find a way, and some of that, I think, is maybe pushing that spare number up around the footy so they can run the spread better.
Well, you've seen a lot of their games, and you know since round 14 last year, they've only won 10 of 23. With what Gary's saying, are they now capable of retrieving this potential car crash of the 2015 season?
Well, I think Ken Hinkley needs to really change the way the team plays, and that is very
capable
difficult.
Of changing that?
Well, we've seen Damien Hardwick tinker mid-season. Well, he's got to probably do more than tinker because they are panicking, and maybe he's got to do personnel changes like we're speaking about Essendon. That's a bold move, maybe dropping Lobie out of the team, but I think maybe Paddy Ryder, number one ruckman, is the move. We saw Reece Stanley and also Mark Blixarves. They just did a number on Matthew Lobie on the weekend.
It seems inevitable there'll be a Blixarve rule in the competition, that he's changing, he and Stanley together are changing the way the game's played.
Yeah, well, I hope it's not, Archie. I hope they don't knee-jerk and go straight into it on the back of one man, albeit an unbelievably successful one. I love what's happening. I mean,
that there was amazing, wasn't it?
For a century, we've just accepted that two blokes are going to stand at each other and crash in and see whoever can get their hand to it. And for whatever reason, we've just gone, we'll cop that. Well, it's about time someone got a bit imaginative of what happens around the footy.
And just on Port, Damo, the average is 70 stoppages around. Geelong got it up to 130 because they knew Port had nowhere to run. So that's what Ken Hinkley's dealing with.
And they're going to want to play more stoppages Geelong if they've got those weapons, aren't they?
Well, of course. And the challenge now is for opposition coaches. And ultimately, the blokes who coach these ruckmen are ruck coaches who have never seen any of this before. So they're going to have to earn their dough all of a sudden, Hutchie, and think a little bit more laterally than they ever have. No longer is it good enough just to go and hit the ball.
What are you questioning the intelligence of ruck coaches?
I'm challenging them, for sure.
Would you have Sam Mitchell say when he retires, maybe coach the ruckman?
100%. Yeah. 100%.
Have we not seen this before, Gary? When you play with Jim Steins, he revolutionised it. Corey McKernan, for a 2 to 3 year period, was the best big man in the competition for that reason. Is it possible it's just fleeting?
Well, I think we're talking more about the fact that it's Blitzarve ruck rover, like a classic ruck rover. I mean, that term's almost gone out of footy, but I don't think we've seen the likes of this for a long time.
It's got its critics. Lee Matthews joined them on the weekend.
I find him crucially a little bit irritated by the around-the-ground stoppages where the ruckmen are sort of set up. When the ball goes up, the ruckmen are going to be in contact. And we're allowing, as a game, a third bloke to jump over the top of them. Now, the secondary stoppages aren't altering much, so it's not as if the ball is being cleared more often. And I just think it's a complete mess in there. The basic numbers, I mean, as was announced, I wasn't at the Rules Committee meeting on Thursday, I couldn't make it, but Mark Evans said the third man up is one that is being monitored.